Once in a peaceful town, there lived a family in a quiet corner of the city. In this family was a 12-year-old boy named Henry. He was in the 6th grade and full of energy. Henry loved the outdoors, but nothing excited him more than playing soccer. Almost every afternoon, he would grab his ball and head to the nearby public field to practice. It was his passion, and he worked hard to improve his skills. One afternoon, Henry came home from school looking different. He dropped his bag, slumped onto the couch, and stared blankly at one of his school books. After a few seconds, he closed it with a sigh and leaned back into the cushions, clearly upset. His father, who had just come in from the backyard, noticed this unusual behavior. He walked over and sat beside Henry. "What's bothering you, son?" he asked gently. Henry hesitated for a moment before speaking. "I got a really bad grade in math," he said, "but that's not what really bothers me. My friend Matt, he always gets top marks in math, and no matter how hard I try, I can't keep up." His father quietly went to get a glass of water. When he returned, he handed it to Henry and said, "Let's go to the backyard." The garden behind their house was a peaceful place with shady trees, blooming flowers, and a calm breeze. It was the perfect setting for a thoughtful conversation. Henry's father turned to him and said, "I want to teach you 3 important lessons from what happened today. These lessons will help you not just now, but as you grow up." Henry, who deeply respected his father, looked puzzled but curious. "Can you explain them to me?" "You will learn each lesson one by one," his father replied with a warm smile. "But only after you complete a small challenge." Henry sat up straight. "Okay, what's the first challenge?" "For the first lesson," his father said, "I want you to invite Matt to play soccer with you tomorrow." Henry nodded, eager to see where this was going. The next day, the sun was bright and the weather perfect. After school, Henry invited Matt to play soccer at the field. As usual, Henry dominated the game. He scored 3 goals, dodged players effortlessly, and led his team to victory. Matt, on the other hand, wasn't very good at soccer. He fumbled with the ball, missed passes, and was clearly out of his element. But despite that, everyone laughed, ran, and enjoyed themselves. That evening, Henry ran home and met his father in the garden. "Dad, I played soccer with Matt today," he said eagerly. "What's the lesson?" His father smiled. "Tell me how it went." Henry described the game, mentioning how Matt struggled but still had fun. His father nodded. "You see, Matt isn't great at soccer, but he's great at math. Just like you're not great at math but shine on the soccer field. We all have different strengths and weaknesses, Henry. And that's okay. We don't need to be the same." Henry felt something shift inside him, a wave of understanding. He realized that being different didn't mean being less. He leaned forward. "What's the second lesson, Dad?" His father replied, "Tomorrow at school I want you to observe Matt. Notice how often he does anything related to numbers." The next day, Henry kept a quiet eye on Matt. He saw him solving math puzzles in class, doing calculations during lunch, and even counting petals on a flower during recess. Matt was always working with numbers in some way. That evening, Henry reported back to his father. "Matt was doing math almost all day. He enjoys it. He solves problems for fun." His father smiled. "And that's the second lesson. Matt is good at math because he enjoys it and practices it often. Just like you with soccer. The more you practice, the better you get. It's not magic. It's effort." Henry nodded slowly. So if I practice math like I practice soccer, I'll get better too? Exactly, his father said. Henry grinned, energized by the idea of improving. Okay, what's the third lesson? His father thought for a moment. I want you to think about how much better Matt is at math compared to you. Henry thought hard and answered, I guess, maybe 3 times better? All right, his father said. Then tomorrow, I want you to study math 3 times harder than usual. Henry's eyes widened, but he accepted the challenge. The next afternoon, he sat down with his math book. He usually studied for an hour, so this time he aimed for 3. The first hour flew by. The second hour was harder. By the third hour, his head hurt, and his eyelids drooped. Eventually, he fell asleep right at his desk. Later, he woke up to the soft touch of his father's hand. Time for dinner, his father said gently. Come meet me in the garden afterward. With his head low, Henry joined his father. I'm sorry, Dad. I failed. I tried to study 3 times harder, but my head hurt so much that I fell asleep. His father put a hand on Henry's shoulder. That's the final lesson, Henry. It's hard to stay consistent and disciplined when you're forcing yourself to do something you don't enjoy. But when you love what you're doing, like soccer, it doesn't feel like hard work. It feels like fun. He paused before offering his last piece of wisdom. So if you want to become really good at something, either study what you love or learn to love what you're studying. Henry looked up, a mix of understanding and admiration in his eyes. He now saw everything differently, not just math, but effort, patience, and the power of passion. From that day on, Henry still played soccer, but he also began to look at math with new eyes, not as a competition, but as something he could grow into. Slowly, he practiced, stayed curious, and even started enjoying it. And that's how Henry learned 3 lessons that would guide him for the rest of his life. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe and comment below on which topic you want the next video. More stories are coming, and more English too. Thank you.